And great pleasure to welcome back to the Morning Brew our good friend Rosa Roman, who is the host of
New Mexicast.
New Mexicast, and you made your debut last week.
It premiered last Monday.
Yeah, very nice show.
Thank you very much. And good, well received apparently.
Yeah,
Great.
you did good.
Thank you so much.
You have quite a TV background.
Yeah, I had 12 years in the broadcasting industry before I went out on my own, but I worked, well, I went to the University of Florida, go Gators, and so I studied broadcasting there, and then I worked at TV stations around the country until I decided to quit to become a mom. So I worked in Phoenix. I worked here, of course, in Albuquerque at KOAT 7. I did a morning weekend show, so I know mornings. I know you guys have to get up early, and so I've done that. I went from here to Phoenix at Fox 10 in Phoenix, and then I went on to Monterey, California, where I was a main anchor there.
Nice place.
That was my last job, and then I had the famous anchor baby. You know, they followed the pregnancy,
really?
all of that. So yeah, that was a lot of fun, but this is even more fun.
Well, tell us a little bit about this show. This last week, tell us a little bit about us and walk us through.
Okay, so New Mexicast is, I like to say, it's an enchanting show about featuring stories about interesting people and places. It's in New Mexico, but also outside of New Mexico. And I do everything, as we talked about last week. And I'm going to be coming on to tell you each week about what this week's episode is about, because it changes every week. It has a theme with 2 or 3 stories each week.
Okay.
They're all family friendly. They're all, anybody can watch them.
It's a half-hour show.
It's a half-hour show. It used to be a show on the web, and that was a much shorter format. So now we've converted it to a half-hour show. Last week was all about the Wild West, and we did a really cool event called SAS, End of Trail, where people dress up as cowboys and shoot for time. So it's actually a shooting competition.
Oh, cool.
And then there was the Fiery Foods Show, which of course is hugely popular here in New Mexico, because everybody loves their green chili. Or red, sorry, it could be red. But that was last week's, and this week's theme is fall fun. And it, I think, is perfect timing, because the first story is about the balloon fiesta.
Yay!
So yeah, I think we may even have a little bit of a clip of that.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Why don't we run that right now and have a look? New Mexicast.
Oh, this is from one of the stories, which is the Pumpkin Patch. That's McCall's Pumpkin Patch in Moriarty, New Mexico.
Oh, that's a great place.
Yeah, it's just east here of Albuquerque. And it's a great place, as you can see, for the kids and adults too. Hay rides and corn mazes. They do a lot of things around Halloween. So that's one of the stories in this week's episode. There's actually 3 stories this week. So we've got McCall's Pumpkin Patch. Balloon Fiesta is another one. I think now you're going to see the next story.
How cute.
Coming up. I know. Look at those faces.
How excited are
Now
they?
they're picking out their own little pumpkins.
That's my daughter. That's when she was 2. She's now 8, and that's my other daughter, Ziva.
Of course, in this gold mine of golden gourds.
So the kids get to go gather up a pumpkin. And
oh, it's just great fun. So that's the kind of story we like to, that's just, it's so fun.
Yeah.
We really enjoy that. And that was the Pumpkin Patch. There's the Balloon Fiesta story, and that, of course, is something you can't not do the story on here in New Mexico. And then the Pinto Bean Fiesta, which is out also in Moriarty.
That's a big deal.
And that was a lot of fun. That's kind of more of a traditional parade and midway rides and stuff, and that's also in Moriarty, which is a really small town, but it's...
The small town celebrations are really fun.
Yeah.
And the whole town comes out, and people and outside visitors come in, and that's really a fun celebration.
Well, and I think a big part of, like, with Balloon Fiesta is people come here for that, but they might not know some of the other things that we have to offer in this area. And if they just head half an hour east of here, that's where the Pumpkin Patch is, or the Pinto Bean Fiesta. And that's part of what I like about New Mexicast, is we get to check out things in the state and outside the state that people might not otherwise be aware of.
And even the Pinto Fiesta, I haven't even heard of that.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's really, deal. I mean, I kind of joke in the intro that it's the first story I've ever done about a bean. Yeah. You know? So, yeah.
Now, what folks should know is that you shoot all this video yourself, edit it, host it, direct it, write it.
Yeah, I was laughing at the previous segment you were talking about with the woman about management, managing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My problem is media management, because with all the footage and putting things together,
oh my
I have
God.
lots
It's
of
on today, 10 o'clock, right after our show.
That's right. Yeah,
The
and then
Nice.
if they can't catch it at 10 today, they also air at 10:30 on Thursdays and 9 o'clock on Saturdays.
And
so in case
online.
someone can't make it.
And
online,
online.
of course.